is. There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Visionary Leaders Collective podcast. My name is Aisha Harley, and I am thrilled to be your host and one of the visionary founders. Join us every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time for enlightening conversations that delve deep into wellness and harness the transformative power of doTERRA essential oils. In case you've missed an episode, you can catch up on YouTube, Apple Podcast, or Spotify. Stay connected with us at www.hellovisionary.life. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter, text reminders, and if you feel inclined to leave us a review, we would really appreciate it. Today, we have a very special guest from doTERRA Corporate, Jake Reese, who will be sharing why doTERRA, why now. So if you are curious about earning some additional income with doTERRA, starting a new business, or rebooting your current business, this call is definitely for you. Jake is a seasoned expert in leadership development, training, and management with 18 years experience. Since joining doTERRA in 2019, Jake has led a team of over 200 educators in developing the skills of over 50,000 new educators. That is impressive. He has a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's in public administration. Jake is dedicated to supporting doTERRA leaders and passionately aligns with the company's mission. And make sure that you stay till the end of this call because we have some really exciting announcements. Jake, we are so thrilled to have you with us here. I'm going to pass the call on over to you.
Thank you so much, Aisha, and thank you for that thoughtful and kind introduction. It is a blessing always to connect with you all. And how I wish we could be in person. I'm very much a connector, and I feed off of you and off of the fact that we get to help support each other. So the screen will have to do for today. I wish I could just reach through and just be there. But just know that my heart is with you all. And I know a lot of us are in Oregon, but maybe not all of us. So this call might be reaching those that are in other parts of the world, wherever you are. Just know how grateful we are at the home office to have opportunities to be present with you. As Aisha mentioned, I have a deep and fond appreciation and love for education, for training, for helping people develop and reach their potential in whatever capacity and ways that looks like for them. And I feel like doTERRA has really provided the perfect atmosphere and environment for me personally to feel like I'm thriving and I have the chance to use my authentic gifts in meaningful ways. And I'm sure that can be said with each of you as you've had opportunities to be with this company over the years. Some of you probably a lot longer than I have. I'm sure you have found your truth and your motives and reasons as to why doTERRA, why now. And it really is my hope today to leave you with some thoughts, personal experiences, and information that will boost your understanding and belief as to why this is the company I chose. And I hope it's the company that you continue to choose moving forward. So, with that, I would love to just give you a moment in the chat to introduce yourself to me. Let me know where you're at. If you are in Oregon, where in Oregon. I'll be coming out to Oregon shortly and would love to meet a lot of you in person. But let me know where you're at and how long you've been with doTERRA, and I'll be glancing back and forth every once in a while as we get into that. Before I get into my actual message, I also want to share with you a little bit about my role. I think a lot of times I'm so quick to say, yeah, let me know I can help. But leaders oftentimes will say, well, what exactly do you do and how can you help us? So let me just start by sharing a little bit about what my role is at doTERRA, and then I'll give some background from there. So my title is Business Development Director. And really what that means is I have been assigned with the responsibility to help grow the market over the states that I oversee. I have always been working with the Pacific region, which includes the west coast of the United States into Nevada, Alaska, and Hawaii. But recently, I've also inherited the mountain region. And I have the blessing now of also working with the mountain region. So I basically cover the west of the United States. There's 3 people in my position: myself, Ruby Legusimon, and Hannah Daybell. Hannah is over the central US, and Ruby covers the East Coast. And I'll show you a map and a graphic with that in just a bit. But really, at the core of our job and responsibility, it's to serve you, to partner with you, and to help you reach your goals for growth and your goals for helping to serve your community through doTERRA and through your authentic purposes as you're moving forward. So let me go ahead and pull up some slides for you just to give you a visual of what this looks like. And you might notice every once in a while I'll disengage from my slides. I don't like looking at my slides. I like looking at your faces. So if I do that, forgive me, but I'll probably do that sporadically throughout our time together. So let me know if you can see that graphic. Perfect. So this just gives you another visual of our responsibilities and roles. So I cover the green and the orange states, which comprises the west of the United States. And currently, Hannah Daybell is overseeing the central or blue states. And then we have East Coast, yellow and red is currently being covered by Ruby. So when it comes down to our specific roles and responsibilities, here's how I like to frame it and talk about it. So these 6 different colorful boxes are the different ways that I can help support you in the field. Leader, advocate, and team champion, I'm going to talk about as almost like one. So really, I think one of my most important jobs is to advocate for you as leaders. As you have needs arise, as you have questions or concerns or things that I can do to help support you, I'm here in your corner. I meet with our North America team on a weekly basis, and that team often includes a lot of our executives and VPs of the company. In that meeting, we're often asked, "Hey, Jake, what does your region need at this time? How are your leaders doing? What are you noticing, trending? What are some of the concerns?" As you connect with me and help me become aware of your needs, I'm happy to report back and see what we can do to be able to meet those needs that you have. With that same thought process, I also consider myself your team champion. So I'm not just here to partner with you, which I love, but I want to help support your teams and help your teams feel connected to corporate. How awesome would it be if you have a leader that is rocking it right now and you reach out to me and say, "Jake, would you mind just sending a quick voice memo or text or give them a call to let them know how excited you are that they just hit elite for the first time?" And I'm always about doing that. When I send those voice memos out or give a call, it's so powerful to see how touched these new leaders are just by the connection point that they have with corporate. And that's really why I'm here, is to help us feel connected and plugged in to the heart of the company. So let me know how I can support and champion your team through recognition, maybe jumping on a team call like this, or providing some training for product and business support. I also look at my role as somewhat of a data steward. In order for me to help grow the market, I have to know what's going on in the market. I'm going to share with you some important data points today for Oregon specifically. But if you're interested to know what types of data I have access to and how that can help you specifically with your team, let's schedule a strategy call, and I'm happy to go over that with you as well. Speaking of strategy, I love being a strategic liaison for you between corporate and between cross teams. We know that there's a lot of inspiration and strength scattered among the field, not just in one particular team. So, because I have the chance to connect with multiple teams on a daily basis, I love bringing teams together that are looking for the same outcomes or maybe the same type of support system. So let me know if you're somebody that's interested in social selling online. Let me know and I can partner you with others that are in that same community. If you're looking to help grow the market through in-person events or helping to find what's working right now for enrollments in your state, let me know and I'm happy to connect you to people that are willing to connect with you and partner. As far as event coordinator and opportunity architect, my role also helps out with logistics of planning events like builder retreats, reclaim your health events. I'm not sure how many of you have had a chance to participate in any of those yet, but like I mentioned, I'm coming out to Oregon shortly for a builder retreat and would love to see you there. And then lastly, this opportunity architect. I'm always looking for new ways to innovate and to grow and step into the health and wellness and essential oil market. So if you have ideas, if you want to brainstorm what's working and what we can consider doing for your demographic and your state, let's chat. And I'd love to talk more about those things. So, like I mentioned, reach out if you're interested in scheduling an initial business strategy call with me, and I'd be happy to share with you a little bit more about how I can support you specifically. There's my email. Feel free to send me an email and we can connect moving forward. I will say, Aisha, or whoever's helping to kind of facilitate, because I have my slide deck pulled up, I'm not able to see the chat, I'm noticing. So if there are any comments in the chat, please every once in a while unmute, share with me, if you don't mind, Aisha or Ariana. And
Yeah,
then
I'm
Will
watching. Sorry
do.
to interrupt you, but we will do. Yeah.
perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and jump into the whole reason I was invited to this call today, this Why doTERRA, Why Now message. I purposefully retitled this message Choosing doTERRA because I feel like choosing doTERRA is always a choice. And I want to let you know why over the past 5 years I have continued to choose to stay with this company and why I continue to do so moving forward. And I hope as I share my message with you, it'll help you reflect on your time with doTERRA, why you have chosen to be with the company, and what you plan to do moving forward to continue to choose to be with doTERRA. So with that, I can't move forward without getting you back to my roots and introducing myself a little bit more to you. So this is my hometown. I'm from Nanakuli, Hawaii, which is on the west side of Oahu. And these pictures, minus my sea turtle, are all pictures of where I'm from. I come from the beautiful west side of the island. We're not very well known for a lot of visitors. Our side of the island tends to be more dry and desert terrain. However, I will say, and I'm biased, but I will say we have the most beautiful beaches on the island. And I grew up on the beaches. The beaches were our backyard, they're our playground. And to come from a place like this of such natural beauty, I grew up in a world where we appreciated nature and we appreciated the gifts of the earth that came from nature. So when I had a chance to connect and join doTERRA, honestly, I didn't know much about essential oils, but I knew a lot about what nature had to offer in regard to healing properties and benefits because that history was very much a part of my culture in Hawaiian medicine. So, coming from that background, when I first learned about doTERRA, I was actually in the middle of volleyball, and I played volleyball in college. One of the very first doTERRA products I used, I call it my gateway product, is Deep Blue. And that product was my go-to. I never really associated Deep Blue with doTERRA because again, I didn't really know much about doTERRA, but I always just knew, oh yeah, Deep Blue, I'm going to be using that whenever I have joints or muscles that I want to help to maintain and receive relief from. So that has been my gateway product with this company. When I was first invited to interview at doTERRA, at that time, Simoni actually reached out to me. How many of you know our brother Simoni? I love that man. He's been an inspiration to me throughout my life. When he reached out, he said, Jake, we have a new position at doTERRA that I think you'd be perfect for. We'd love to have you come and interview. And I remember responding to him quickly saying, doTERRA, aren't you guys that essential oil company? And he said, yeah. And I said, I'm not sure if I can get behind essential oils. Like, I don't know if that's for me. And he said this in his Simoni way. He said, bro, it's not what you think. You need to come and give this company a chance. I think your heart will connect with the heart of what we're about. And because I trusted Simoni, I stepped forward and I did some investigation. Long story short, I had an interview with Russell Butters and I was invited back for a second interview where he said, I want you to prepare a 15 or so minute message on why doTERRA, why now, as part of my interview, mind you. And you're going to come and present that to a panel of us. So basically, I converted myself to this incredible company as I researched and as I connected to friends and family and started investigating. I was blown away at what this company was doing for humanity in general, let alone through essential oils for healing. So I started out with Deep Blue, but since then, once I joined the company and was thankfully offered this role and this position that Simone initially was inviting me to come out for, I grew my product wheelhouse and my product experiences. When I joined the company at that time, I was dealing with daily discomfort. I got into a pretty bad car accident over a decade prior to joining doTERRA, which is about 15, 20 years ago or so. So maybe a couple decades ago. And since that accident, I have been experiencing and dealing with a lot of ailments. We'll just put it that way. I had not found anything that had brought me relief until I was asked to start experimenting with these supplements here. When I first joined the company, I made it my mission to immerse myself in the product because if you know me, you know I can't speak inauthentically. My heart won't let me. I have to be bought in to what it is I'm talking about in order to share from a place of power and a place of purpose. So right off the bat, I reached out and was recommended to take these products. Within 3 weeks of me on these products, I found myself going from daily discomfort to all of a sudden one day not saying the word ow. And that was game changer for me because I was always just subconsciously saying ow, 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 ow all day long. And I found out like one day I stopped saying it and I was blown away. From there, if you look at me today, this looks more like what my daily regimen is. It's grown, right? I've added to those supplements. I've started taking more essential oils. I love our MetaPower Advantage and Recharge. I'm hooked to our Recharge. I drink that probably more than I'm supposed to, but I'm always on it. I have stories for every single one of these oils and every single one of these products that have been miracles for me. And I share all of this very intentionally to help tie into this message here. I strongly believe that people share about what they care about. And at the heart of each of us, I believe that this business was built off of this foundation. When you think about the doTERRA business side and the business opportunity, which we'll talk about a little bit more later, it really is as simple as this here, in my opinion. We love the products, we love the company, we love what the purpose is here. And as a result of our love and passion, we share with those we love. Well, we know, those of us that are doing this as a business, we recognize that there's opportunity to receive reciprocity in return. We get to earn off of loving and sharing doTERRA with the world. And that, my friends, is the simplicity of the business opportunity that we have before us. This business would not be in existence today if it wasn't for this original core group, our founders, loving, sharing, and then helping others earn as a result. So I owe my gratitude, as do all of us, to these people here who have given much and sacrificed much so that we have the gifts of the earth to help provide healing and hope for ourselves and for everyone we come in contact with. Now, I know that as we have gone over the years and moved forward, I've been with the company I actually just hit my 5-year mark, my friends, yesterday. So yesterday, Sunday, I got that email. Congratulations for being with the company for 5 years, and have a lot of gratitude and a lot to reflect on. But as we all know, over time, things change. People change. People evolve. Companies change. Companies grow. Companies evolve. We know that our core founders are still at the core and heart and deeply rooted in the company, but we have had some changes, right? We have had some changes along the way. We have a new CEO, Kirk Jowers. We have a new president, Murray Smith. And Emily now is the chair of our board, and she's also a founding executive. All of us are very familiar with Emily, I'm sure. I refer to her as the heart and soul of the company, but maybe not as many of us are as familiar with Kirk Jowers and Murray Smith. I will say I have had personal interactions with Kirk Jowers. I've actually gone on work trips with him. I haven't really gotten to know Murray as much yet, but I'll say this about what I do know about this team here. Kirk Jowers is very much the type of leader, from what I have seen, that leads from a place of collaboration and purpose in ensuring that each of us are being able to lean into our authentic strengths in ways that help to support you in the field. You may know that some changes had taken place over the past week or so in our company, internal changes. Some of it has resulted in change in staffing, some reorganizational structuring, and all of that with keeping in mind the purpose of how do we get the right people in the right seats so that we can best grow for you and help you receive the support you need to grow yourself. This team is one that I'm excited to learn from and continue to move forward alongside and follow. So with that introduction, I want to take some time now to just hear from you. How has the power of doTERRA's essential oils positively impacted your life or the life of a loved one? Let's just take a moment to share for a bit, and I'm going to stop share my screen. I'll leave the question up a little bit longer. How has the power of doTERRA's essential oils positively impacted your life or the life of a loved one? I'd love to hear you if you're willing to unmute and share, or if you're not able to, if you can also add that in the chat, please do. Who's willing to start us off? And maybe as I'm kind of setting this up, as you're sharing, I'd love to hear from a few people. So maybe 2 to 3 people or so. And let's keep our comments to maybe about 30 seconds or so, just to give as many people an opportunity to speak if they want to. Go ahead, Dr. Josie.
I'll start.
Thank you.
No, I'm here visiting my parents, and I might cry a little bit. I've had a hard morning, and I can't tell you how these products are helpful towards the end of life. And when people are getting there, there's not a lot that helps them. And my mom she was stung by a wasp, and to be able to put lavender and peppermint on it and help her all weekend long with the pain and the itch. And she has chronic discomfort. And there's oils all over the place. And this is what she uses. And she knows she has dementia too. And she knows lavender. And so just this experience of right now, everyone knows me on this call and how much I use them in practice and with people. But in my personal life, to see it always with my parents, it's such a gift. To have, because there's not a lot of things that give relief sometimes in these last years, and they are so powerful in helping in this right now.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you for
yeah.
sharing. And our hearts and
Lisa?
thoughts go out to you and your beautiful mama.
Yeah, thank you. Well, doTERRA, I mean, I think I speak for a lot of people when I say doTERRA transformed my life. Prior to doTERRA, I would use a walker occasionally. I used a cane. I was on 13 medications, and I had been sick and having chronic health and debilitating issues my entire life. And not to go into detail, but I didn't want to be here anymore. I was tired of suffering, and I had no purpose in life because I felt that was a burden to my husband, and I couldn't do anything because my ability to just function in everyday life was very, very difficult. And so doTERRA changed all of that for me. And I'm grateful, to Aisha, who introduced me to oils and helped me get started. And I will always be loyal and grateful to doTERRA for giving me an opportunity to finally live a normal life. And it's been something that has given me the impetus I need to share and to try and help others who are also suffering and are in a state of hopelessness. And that's what doTERRA is. It's hope.
Thank you. Thank you. Maybe one. Go ahead, Ariana.
There are so many things I could just speak to. It's changed my financial health, my physical health. But I was reflecting on how it's also changed my mindset and this community, my friendships. This family has profoundly changed my life. And I'm getting choked up too. I was talking to my daughter about her future. And there was an old mindset of survival and fear. And I feel like that's up in the world a lot. And through so much learning through doTERRA, through the plants, through the aromatherapy, I've realized, and through my spiritual practice, I've realized I'll go into that and I'm like, oh, I know a different way. And I know a way of shifting into possibility and shifting into hope and shifting into community and connection. And I really feel that doTERRA has really helped facilitate and supported that. And I'm really grateful for that. We've had so much education about our perspective, right? And coming back into gratitude.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing, Ariana. And thank you both as well, Dr. Josie and Eliza, for sharing. Isn't it incredible that our job inspires and promotes being a beacon of hope and healing and light? Like, who can say that about their job? There are a lot of good companies and a lot of good jobs out there, but I am so grateful that our company is so hyper-focused on providing hope and healing to the world. That is why I continue to choose doTERRA, just as I'm sure it plays a big role in why you all are continuing to choose doTERRA today as well. Now, I want to jump in to a little bit more specifics around why doTERRA, why now. So in order to do that, I'm going to walk us through, in essence, a past, present, and future layout where we can look back to see where doTERRA has been and what the world has been through, where are we at currently, and where are we headed as we move into the future. So keeping that in mind, I want to start by reflecting on the past few years. We've all been through them, so I don't need to say too much about the past few years, but we do know, based off of data, that as a result of what the world has gone through over the past few years, burnout and stress are at all-time highs. We recognize that mental health concerns is on the rise, specifically with our up and coming and younger generations, our Gen Z. Mental health is on the rise with everyone, don't get me wrong, but this younger generation is really suffering currently. And many are feeling financially unstable. Inflation is high, especially on the West Coast. So I've done some digging and some research, and some of the most expensive states to live in are the states that I help to oversee and help to serve. We're talking your state and West Coast in general. So we have a lot of burden and a lot of things weighing on us because of what the world has gone through recently. I have noticed that now more than ever, people are seeking and searching for better ways to grow health, wealth, and security. People are looking for not just jobs that provide food on the table, which is important, but they're looking for meaningful work because we're learning how fragile life can be and how fragile life is. People look for good community relationships, friends, and harmony because we know what it feels like to not have that over the past few years. There's so many needs that are in existence currently that I believe our doTERRA community can help serve and service and support. When you look at specific data for the state of Oregon, the burden of the metabolic health epidemic is what I'm calling it, is pretty significant. And I want to share a little bit about what that looks like for your state. So the American Diabetes Association recently reported the following about the burden of diabetes in Oregon. 9.5%, let's just say 10% of the adult population in your state has diagnosed diabetes. An additional 93,000 have it, but don't know it, folks. Think about that. I'm going to say that again. Almost 100,000 people in Oregon have metabolic health issues, but don't recognize it, don't know it. Listen to this staggering statistic. Over 1 million, or 33.5% of the adult population in Oregon have pre-diabetes. Diabetes costs an estimated $4.3 billion in Oregon each year and often leads to serious health complications, including heart health, kidney health issues, metabolic health issues, cerebral health issues, blindness, and death. So yes, this might be one area of health and wellness that we're talking about, and there's a lot of others, but this metabolic health crisis is connected to so many other health issues that the world is dealing with right now, and specifically our state here in Oregon. So I want to bring that to the forefront. As we're reflecting back, we're identifying what is our people going through? How can we be more mindful of the needs of our people in our state? I'm going to pair that data with this data point here. So based off of the CDC website, Center of Disease Control, you can pull this up. I have compliant language here, so you can see what these are. But here are your states, Oregon State's top 10 health concerns or health challenges. You'll see cellular health coming up at number 1, heart health, number 2, immune health, 3, accidents and cerebral infraction, 4 and 5, respiratory health coming in, or sorry, I mixed cognitive and respiratory health coming in at 6 and 7. You have metabolic health and liver health at 8 and 9, and then mental health is on your top 10 list for your state. If you want to go and learn more about that, just I'll give you a resource link. I'll give a resource link to Aisha after the call that she can send out to you for this. So here are some of the main crux health challenges that we're facing in your state. A lot of them tie back to metabolic health. Remember the slide previously. So understanding this about what's going on, I want to share some data with you regarding products and people in the state of Oregon. And I'll make the connection and tie back in just a sec. So currently in Oregon State, your top 5 selling essential oils purchased is number 1, frankincense, followed by lavender, On Guard, Breathe, and lemon. Those are your top 5 oils. Your top 5 consumables purchased in Oregon is LLV at number 1, which is amazing. MetaPower Advantage, number 2, which is great. On Guard soft gels, PB Restore Dual Cap, and PB Assist. Those are your top 5 products purchased there. Your top 5 kits in your state that are being purchased are the the Healthy Start Kit, the Home Essentials Kit, the Bubble Salt with Malama, the Mist Diffuser with the Grounding Blend, and the Amber Foam bottles are the top kits currently for the state of Oregon. I want to draw some attention to your member count. So those in Oregon right now total about 17,159 customers and members, which includes wellness advocates. Based off of that number, the saturation rate for your state is just 3%. Just 3%, meaning that the majority of people in your state don't purchase or don't have an account with doTERRA. Which gives you a big opportunity to serve and help love, share, and earn as a result. Your average PV order to enrollment order is 114 PV to $145. So basically what that means is when somebody enrolls for the first time with us in the state of Oregon, the average enrollment is at $145 with 114 PV. So I share this data just to give you a sense of what's happening in your state on the health end of things, but also on the business side of things. Now, here's the connection between the top 10 list and the burden, the epidemic of metabolic health and the products being purchased. Do we have room to be more intentional with sharing and educating around products that can better meet the needs of our health concerns in your state? That's the question I'm going to leave you with based off of this data. What can we do to more intentionally help our people in Oregon have their needs met through natural solutions, through teaching lifestyle, and helping people understand product support that can help? If we can better understand that relationship between what you see here and what you see here, and what you see here, you can be more purposeful in being that beacon of hope, healing, and light to everyone you come in contact with. So that is my invitation. Be intentional as you're serving your community. Yes, it's great to share the oils and the products you love, but get to know the needs of the people so that you can share what best helps meet those needs. So speaking of meeting needs through products and through essential oils, there's a lot of companies out there that claim to have pure, 100% pure, organic, natural products that do the exact same thing as doTERRA's essential oils. They claim to be the same as doTERRA, but cheaper. How many of you have seen, maybe you're being targeted on social media and getting ads like I am, but I'm getting tons of advertisements from other companies. Some of them you can see in this screen that's trying to pitch this to me. And yet it simply is not true. There are many companies out in the world that claim to be the same as fill in the blank, but cheaper. And I can tell you, and you know from experience, we get what we pay for one. But secondly, just because people are claiming to have what doTERRA has to offer doesn't mean that they can provide that same CPTG certified quality. And let me share with you some data that helps to amplify this point. I was able to have a conversation with our head over their science department, Dr. I just spaced his name. Let me think for a sec. Dr. Prabodh Satyal is our head of our science education team. And he basically, if I could summarize his job in one word, it's to be our gatekeeper, to ensure that the products coming into doTERRA from its sourcing locations pass standards so that when we do kick it out to the field, it is certified, pure, tested, grade. Based off of his testing, he went and ran tests throughout the globe on essential oils all over the world. And look at the results that came back. The US market, on average, has an adulteration percentage of 80%, folks. So if you look at the global results here, he didn't test every oil from every company, but this basically shows that in the US, Dr. Prabodh tested 500 oils from multiple companies, and it came back 80% of them adulterated. You can see if you look through the percentages all over the globe, the average adulteration for the world is 80% average. 80% of the world's oils are adulterated. And that's really significant for us to be mindful of. We know the difference. We know the doTERRA difference. But this is something important for you to be able to help articulate and educate. Just because people are saying pure, organic, does not mean it is. And the beauty is our company has state-of-the-art testing and high standard expectations to ensure that when you receive this oil from us, from its source, it is as pure as it was when it left that source, if not pure, because it goes through our processes. So what are your thoughts on this? I'm going to pause for a sec, and I just want to take a moment to connect with you. Any thoughts? Sorry, and I haven't had a chance to look at the chat.
Hey, Jake, before maybe we move into the thoughts, there was just a question. There's some folks on our call who are not in Oregon. And so they were asking, how do I get these statistics for the location that I'm in? And some are not in the US market too.
I can give you the way to pull this for every state for the metabolic health crisis. And I can give you how to pull the top 10 health concerns for each state as well. I'm going to give that to Aisha off of the call because for compliance reasons, I want to be as compliant as I can. And I think those links will help you receive additional insight.
I will add that information to our newsletter, which gets sent out every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So if you are not on the newsletter, go to our website, hellovisionary.life, and opt in.
Yeah, and the great thing that once I give those links, you're going to be able to access this for each state, which is really powerful. So I'll pass that along.
Jake, I think I just want to add that I really love seeing those statistics because one thing that a lot of people will say to me about doTERRA is, oh, well, you got in early and you got lucky. Well, sure, I got in early, but there was nothing about luck because I worked really hard to build the business that I have, one. But two, the fact that many of us have been with doTERRA almost from the beginning. I'm going into year 14. And I mostly build in my own state, and we only have a saturation of 3%. That's nothing. You know, sometimes I say, so maybe in our little immediate yoga community or in our few blocks in Southeast Portland, it feels saturated. But I think it really speaks to the opportunity that still is here for anybody that is having those doubts. And I think seeing that number is really enlightening.
Yeah. And it's empowering, right? Because there are so many more people that need your beacon of hope and healing and light. So many more. So,
Well, and one thing that I pose to the group a lot and ask myself this question, especially when it comes to the being shy about sharing, is imagine if somebody was too shy to share doTERRA with you.
yeah.
Where would your life be today if you did not have these essential oils and or the people that have opted into the business and just the community and the love and the education and all of the things that we encompass in doTERRA? Like, how would your life be different if you didn't have doTERRA? And that can really reposition our own feelings about wanting to share.
Totally. I
And I
appreciate
know
that.
for me, it's been life-changing, absolutely life-changing. I can't even imagine where my life would be without doTERRA.
Well, and that perspective is so powerful, especially for people like me. And this might not come across on this call, but I'm pretty introverted, and and it oftentimes is scary for us to share with people we don't know. And I think that's a block for many of us. But I love the mindset and the stance you're looking at this from. And that's this idea of, if we truly love people and if we truly want people to have the best opportunity to receive the best amount of support and help through natural solutions, then for me, that pushes me from fear to more faith and belief that I can go out and do this and step out of my comfort zone, because I know what I have is something that they will benefit from. And that really helps in our business model with loving, sharing, and earning. We have to share. Awesome. Okay, it looks like, yeah. Thank you, Holland. Holland just added a comment there. Ariana says, okay, looks like Ariana is addressing another comment as well. Perfect. So let me go ahead and jump right back in to.
I just wanted to say something about the 80% of adulteration.
Yeah.
That is super significant. And, as a physician, but not just as a physician, but all of us, to know, for me anyway, I'll just speak for myself, to know that our oils are really and truly go through so many tests. And I love how you said that physician, the scientist, the head is the like the gatekeeper. I don't know what exactly the word you use, like the gate, like, no, this is not passing. And all those tests, for me as a physician, prescribing is huge. And I know that for all of us on this call, it's big too, because we are counting on the science to make sure that when I prescribe or when we offer suggestions, that it's going to do what it says and it's not going to be harmful.
Yeah.
And so that's, thank you for posting that statistic. And when I have other people who I'm treating say, well, I have this oil, I'm like, not on my dime. No,
Right.
I do not want to be liable. I don't know how that works. I don't know it. And it's just like anything else I prescribe. If I don't know it in and out and I can count on that company, then I cannot suggest it.
Yeah.
So
well, and I appreciate your sentiments. And I think another way to approach this idea of gatekeeping and making sure that we're not letting anything in that's gonna hurt you is, I think the principle here is consistency is key. We need to make sure that bottle over bottle of peppermint, it has the same chemistry consistency, so that when we do tell people take a few drops of this, that we know those drops are consistent, right? Consistency is huge in making sure that what the oil is made up of is going to do what we're claiming that it can help with in providing some natural support. So that consistency measure is big, 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 folks. And if 80% of global essential oils from his study are adulterated, then we need to help people recognize what the opportunity is with having oils that are not adulterated, but that are CPTG certified. So with that, I want to talk about the difference, just to kind of recap, and we're kind of getting to the end of this. So let me just highlight a few things for you. So in response to everything that I've been sharing about the past and the present, we know today that doTERRA offers these core things here. We offer a source to you model where the middle people have been taken out of the equation, which allows us to really support the farmers where they're at, but also ensure that the product of oil that's coming to you does remain pure, and that we are able to eliminate additives or synthetics that oftentimes people add in the middle because it's more about this than it is about anything else. We know that we have a high retention in the company, that when people do try our products, they are attached to them because we know they work. So our customer base is typically pretty solid in contrast to others. Like mentioned previously, we have CPTG quality testing and standards, which is the highest in the market. No one else has it. And because of that, we can rest assured that what we say these products will do, they will do based off of their consistency model. We have loyalty rewards to celebrate our loyal customers for free product and shipping and up to 30% back. doTERRA, which is different than other direct sales companies I've seen, we offer a lot of education support to help you with product and to help you with business education. You can go to our training.doterra.com website to receive those resources. Yes, I think we have some room for improvement. We're working on simplifying education and launching at convention a way for you to receive powerful, bite-sized education that's compliant, mind you, so that you're empowered to go out and teach in simple but powerful ways. And last but not least, the business opportunity. We have a reliable and consistent business model that is designed to help you grow sustainably and receive health and healing, even financially, in that way. So I wanted to wrap up. I'm trying to see what to close on here. I want to wrap up with a couple thoughts, and I want to share this thought and quote with you. As we look to the future of doTERRA, I think this quote is so helpful and needed. The future is not something we simply enter, my friends. The future is something we create. When I listen to Emily Wright, I'm always inspired, but here's something that she says that resonates with that quote. doTERRA was born from the belief that pure essential oils have the power to change lives, the lives of both those who use the essential oils and those who created them. That's part of the future vision here, right? That's where we're headed as a company. That's where we've been, and that's what we're about moving forward. Now, when we look at the market potential, and can you time check me real quick, Aisha? I wanna be sensitive of time. How much time do I have left?
We have 10 minutes or 11, actually. You're good.
Okay, perfect. I wasn't sure if there was I have to stop a little early. Give me 5 more minutes then, and we'll wrap up. I want to share some pretty cool data with you. So looking into the future, thinking about what our purpose and vision is right here from Emily, look at the market potential we have. So I did some digging to look at market research throughout the United States specifically. In the US alone, we estimate that the wellness market has reached $480 billion, growing at 5 to 10% a year. 82% of US consumers now consider wellness a top priority in their everyday lives, which is big for us. And this is especially true among Gen Z and millennial consumers who are now purchasing more wellness products and services than older generations across the categories of sleep, nutrition, fitness, appearance, and mindfulness. I put my references on the bottom left corner so you can see where I pulled this. If you want the full report, go there, and I can share with Aisha the name of that report if you all would like that. I also put on the bottom the Gen Z and millennial age demographics, because if you're like me, I always forget, oh, what age group is that again? So if that helps you out, awesome. Here's something else to consider. I thought this is a really interesting statistic. This idea of clinical over clean. So consumers are beginning to shift away from wellness products with cleaner natural ingredients to those with clinically proven ingredients. Let me tell you why. And this kind of goes back to the data I shared with you from Dr. Satyal. So because everyone nowadays, it's almost like pure and natural is a buzzword, right? You hear it everywhere, labeled on every product. I think people are starting to get a little bit more aware of that. And as a result, they're caring a lot more about clinically proven ingredients instead of just it saying natural or organic, which to me, that's what we're about. CPTG is all about clinically proven. Our company over the past couple of years, if you haven't noticed at convention, at leadership, science is now taking a forefront of showing here's the data to support why sleep matters, why this product helps with sleep. doTERRA is already very privy and mindful of this shift in the world. And this is something I invite you to be mindful of as well. I'm not saying to not talk about pure and natural, but I'm saying is customers are getting a little bit more mindful and skeptical of just the label saying pure. They're caring more about data. So this trend is most pronounced in categories such as over-the-counter medications and vitamins and supplements. So keep that in mind. Now, here's the business tip from me in regard to clinical over clean. You have the opportunity now to deliver targeted solutions that are personalized, relevant, and rooted in science and data. That'll position you really well to have potential customers become customers or to have current customers become more loyal. So consider that as a strategy and approach for how you might communicate and educate the field. As we wrap up, I want to circle back to the same quote here. The future is not something we merely enter. The future is something we create. Convention this year is going to be incredible. I cannot wait for you to learn more about what we're launching product-wise at convention. It will be foundational, I'll say, familiar and revolutionary. How's that for teaser? I'm being as honest and clear as I can without sharing too much. I think you're gonna be grateful and familiar with what's coming, but it's going to revolutionize the market and how we share and package this and provide it to you. So know that doTERRA is very mindful of what's going on in the market. We're very intentional in how we're making adjustments to service that market. And my invitation to you is, what is it that you're hoping to create for your future with doTERRA? Are you looking to lean into impact? Is community more of your intentionality? Is being a beacon of hope something you want to lean into? Leaving a legacy for loved ones and those that are coming after you? Are you hoping to be somebody that can lean into abundance, belief, providing security? What is it that you're hoping to create with us? I hope that as you consider that, you recognize that doTERRA and being a part of this company is a choice. It's a choice you get to have the opportunity to make on a daily basis. And I'm grateful that I have been able to choose doTERRA for the past 5 years and have the ability to continue to choose doTERRA alongside you moving forward, because so many people we know have already been blessed because of the gifts that we have so readily at our fingertips, and so many more people need what we have to offer. So thank you so much for giving me time and space to be with you. Please know I'm here as a resource. I'm happy to help any way I can, and looking forward to supporting your team moving forward.
Oh, Jake, I'm gonna cry.
I'm trying not to.
Do you all feel that like love and just that resounding yes to all that doTERRA is and that all doTERRA has brought into our lives? And I do want to acknowledge, we touch on this over and over again, but the last few years have been really, really hard. And I think through a lot of that, many of us have kind of maybe lost a little hope, lost sight of our way. We've had our own personal challenges, but we're still here and you're still here. And, we have these incredible products that are so needed in the world. So I just really value and I'm so grateful just for the reminder of that, like things we all know, but just that reminder and that fortification. And with that, I have some exciting announcements for all of you. So if you are in Portland or if you are near Portland, nudge, nudge to those that are close enough to drive, please join us on June 8th because Jake is coming to town and we are doing an all-day business training that is going to be very relevant to today's market, today's challenges, and to also really rebooting your business. We only have a few spots left. This is actually a very kind of small and exclusive training that we are offering to our community. And so you can reach out to me directly for the registration link. We do need everybody to register by the end of this week because everybody that does is going to get a personalized, detailed report of your organization that can only be ran at corporate. And so it'll be very specific to your business. And then we're going to talk about and actually workshop what to do with that report. So there's going to be on a lot of hands-on. It's going to be awesome. And this training is being offered for free. So, and Jake is taking his valuable time. We are working a lot on the back end to make sure that we are just bringing you nothing but value and tools and reconnection. So please make this a priority. If you have to cancel other things and rearrange your life, please, please, please make it a priority. And also, we know that not all of you are in Portland or in Oregon or nearby. So we have not forgotten about you. So we do also have some exciting online options that we are working on. We're not totally ready to announce the exact dates, but Jake is committed to supporting the entirety of our team. We had someone on the team today from Lisbon, Jake. We have, team all over the world that's global, which is really awesome. So we will be announcing that really soon. And we want to be in support of all of you. Yeah, in Reno, Nevada. So we have people on the East Coast. We have people in Costa Rica. We have people all over. So we have 2 minutes left. Do anybody else want to come on and add anything before we wrap up, or any last minute comments or questions?
I just want to say thank you, Jake, and to this entire community for the heart. I loved what you said, Jake. You can't speak of things that are inauthentic to you. I am the same way. And that's a real treasure for me in this world. So just thank you everybody for for your time and your connection and your community and all the amazing ways you're making impact in the world.
Thank you all so much. And together, we really do make such a huge difference. Sometimes I think especially in today's world, many of us are like, it's so overwhelming. Where do I even start? Where do I even begin? It actually begins with us because the ripple effect of changing our lives and our health and learning and growing and creating community and love for others, it actually has a huge impact far beyond what individually you might even be able to imagine. And as a community, it's quite profound. So all of you are so appreciated, and we love all of you so much, and you all matter. And so thank you all so much for being here. So Jake, again, thank you so much for your time. We cannot wait to have you in Portland.
Thank you.
And we're going to also have you on a few more calls coming in the future. So again, we'll keep you all posted on that. Have a great day, everybody. We'll talk to you later.